did you have to leave a whole lot of homeboys? Because everybody, people say they sacrifice, and you sacrifice a lot. Like as far as your time, you didn't go to, you missed a lot of your kids' things, recitals and piano lessons or whatever the case may be. You sacrificed a lot of that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm noticing guys won't sacrifice a homeboy. Man, he was there from the beginning. Man, hey, I can't let my homeboy go, bro, but he holding you back. He putting you in a situation where you can't climb to the top because he's holding you back.
Yeah.
Was it difficult for you to leave some of the homeboys, even though you're like, yeah, bro, we grew up together, but where I'm ascending to?
It was, and it is, right? Especially when you're young. When you're young, man, you growing up in an impoverished community, all you got is your homeboys and your family.
Right.
And so y'all all have the same dream together.
Right.
To a point where your dream become everybody's dream.
Right.
When you're the one who's, and so, man, when I made it, man, we made it.
Right.
We in here.
You're right.
And so you carry that. You carry that mentality like, yo, we all here. We all made it.
Right.
And you try to allow access for everybody.
Right.
Because if you're that person, you try to allow access and bring everybody with you.
Right.
But we all know how that's going to work. It's only going to be, man, if you're lucky, you'll find a Maverick Carter in the bunch. If you're lucky,
Paul,
if you're lucky, you'll find someone who wants more than what just they're given.
Right. Yes.
Because everybody, when you get into the league, you get in this situation, everybody loves they love the sneakers they get.
Right.
They love the outfits they get.
Right.
How many people you're gonna find that's gonna go and be like, yo, thank you for getting us here. Now I gotta go get mine right away.
Right.
I ain't talking about once it's over.
Right.
And it doesn't happen often. And a lot of it too is you are now in a position where you're comfortable enough to tell these individuals, hey, man, I might be able to buy you a gift to say, thanks for being my homeboy. You go watch.
Right.
Man, you go even a car because we got it like that. But I can't take care of your entire life.
Right.
That is for your entire life.
Right.
And so that's a hard conversation to have when y'all all have a
You're
dream
cool,
together.
yeah. We all grew up, man. I knew you didn't have anything, man.
Yeah.
You used to eat at my house. You sleep on my couch.
Yeah, because you feel like, man,
You feel an obligation.
Yeah, and if you don't got most time people get rid of stuff like that is when they got a woman to come in and she be like, yo, hey, he can't be sleeping on the couch.
Right,
He can't,
right.
Your homeboy can't have the key to that, because that's how it is.
Right.
And it took my wife to come in and be like, she was an older woman that came in like, what's going on in this frat house y'all got going on?
You're right.
What's up in this dorm room?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I kind of had to like, oh, you're right. I'm with a grown woman now. I had to clear shop a little bit. And so
Right.
sometimes it takes certain people to come in to show you like, yo, like, what are you doing?
Right.
And, hopefully it's not something that happens that's in a negative form to make
Right.
you be like, oh, I got to get rid of.
Right.
And it's not about getting rid of. It's like, hey, like, I got here because of X, Y, and Z. We all here. Hey, you want to go to school? You want to do something for yourself?
Right.
You want to do something for your family, for your kids one day?
Right.
You're going to have a daughter? Like,
Right.
I just talk to my brother, say, you got a little girl. What you going to show her? She looking at you to see how it is, what man she wants. So what are you going to do? You don't want her to be like, oh, he get money from Uncle Dwayne when
Right.
he needs something.
Right.
You want her to know that you get up every day, you go work, you go
work,
grind
right.
and make sure
Right.
she has what she needs.
Right.
And that's what her man should do, whatever it is.
Right.
However you want to raise your child.
Right.
And so that's how I approached it. Eventually.
Right. You got no dog in the fight. There's a lot been going on over the last 3-4 months with Ja Morant. If you, as a player, former player, what advice would you give him? And what advice would you give him if you were his father? If this was your player, Ja Morant's Dwayne Wade's son.
Yeah.
What would you tell him?
I mean, that's obviously a tough question. But what I try to do with my kids is like, I'm not going to act like life is not going to happen.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not going to act like mistakes are not going to happen.
Okay. We try to minimize them. But
You try to, right? That's our job, to try to minimize. Mm-hmm. But they're going to happen.
Correct.
Actually, you need some of them to happen.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not going to make this about shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a part of this journey that we're on.
Okay.
This is something that we can use as a learning lesson and learning tool. Mm-hmm. And my question to anybody is, what do you want for your life?
Right.
And so if you sit and tell me, because I know what Ja probably wants, he wants to be one of the greatest.
Correct.
Now, you want to be one of the greatest. Okay. Now let me open up the books to show you what the greats do and how they go by their business and how they separate this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's more so of showing, all right, let me open up the book. Who are your favorite players? Oh, I love Kobe. I love LeBron. I love MJ. Let me show you what the guys that have the statue, this is how they did it. And then look, they went through stuff.
Right.
All these guys, all of us go through something.
Right.
But look how and so it's just about showing them, man, like Ja's 23 years old.
23.
He's a young man who's supposed to make mistakes. Now, do we want him to make the mistakes that he made? Of course we don't, but that's not we don't get to determine that.
Right.
And so it's on all of
We
us.
don't want to make the same mistake twice.
No, we don't. But if you make it twice, we don't want to make it 3 times. We don't get rid of you because you make it twice.
Okay.
That's not how this works.
I like this. I like this.
We can't do that. And if
Right.
I'm your father, that's not my ministry.
Right.
I'm here for the long haul.
Right.
And so if I'm your father, okay, you've made the same mistake twice. You know what? I've done the same thing. I've made the same mistake twice in other instances as well.
Right.
It just wasn't in front of the whole world.
Right. Okay.
And so that's how I go in, and that's how I parent my kids. It's not I don't go in with shame on you, because I know that when you got to make certain decisions, you can have a lapse for 1 second. It ain't even got to be a whole 24 hours.
Right.
It can be 1 second lapse.
Changes a lot.
Changes a lot, and I've had them.
Right.
And so, I just think I don't know Ja like that, so I wouldn't pick up the phone and be like, "Yo, young fella," he's not listening to me
Right.
necessarily like
Right.
that. That's not my ministry with him. But as someone who wants to see him
Succeed.
go to the level that, man, Ja Morant is one of my favorite players to watch.
Right.
If I'm gonna spend my cash, Ja is on my top 3 players that I'm gonna go spend my money on.
Right.
And so, my conversation with him would be that: what do you want for your future?